since I know this can be lengthy. I think I see Ms. Turnbull on now. Let's go ahead and take your case. This is number 12 on the docket, 223-00-53808. Mr. Blacklaw, thank you for being here. Dakota Myers, do we have you? Was Ms. Myers present previously when I called this case? Yeah, I don't think I saw that. Okay, let me pull up my digital file here. What I'm showing, my notes are stating that we're here for pretrial management. So if the folks want to let me know what they are needing this court to do today, I do show that you have trial set for the week of July 17th. You have trial readiness July 11th. So technically we'd be doing pretrial today. I don't have the other party present. So let me, I guess, first turn it over to you, Mr. Blacklaw. Are there issues that you believe the court needs to resolve before this goes to trial?
Yes. The phone calls have been completely unreliable. She's given us multiple numbers. She's had the abuser's number listed down. You can hear him in the background. She's having other people on the phone, busy talking. That's not the best for Hazel's sake. And she blew up over the phone when I was there one time, and she was cussing, just slandering my name, everything, while the phone is in Hazel's hand. So that is not okay in my perspective. And also, when I was away taking care of a charge back in 2017, she has threatened my significant other, and Hazel resides with her, and she knows that.
Yeah. So, sir, let me just stop you there. It sounds to me, and I do note you were not present for the trial setting on May 31st, it sounds like. Right. So you missed that, but what you're bringing up to me right now sounds like factual issues to be resolved at trial. So I want to be very clear. Are you making a request of this court today, or are you simply asking that these issues be resolved at trial?
Today. I would like the phone calls to just stop until she... Have
you filed a motion? Have you sent me any evidence? I don't see anything.
There's a police report about that whole ordeal. She was scared for Hazel's sake and her own kids, and had to file a police report because...
I don't think you're quite understanding where the status of this case is. You have a trial date set. We're here for pretrial. I can't tell based on what you're saying and the fact that the respondent isn't here, whether this truly is in fact ready for trial.
Right.
Ms. Turnbull, I'll turn it over to you. Maybe you can shed some light on this if possible.
I wasn't aware of the more recent allegations, but based on the history of the case, I have made recommendations in the past that the visitation be supervised, and Commissioner Nelson was reluctant to do that. Ms. Myers, I believe, has some mental health and potentially some drug addiction problems that she has been reluctant to seek help for. She's in a domestic violent relationship, and Hazel has been abused in her care. I don't know, it's been an extensive case. I don't know how much time you had to go through it and through my previous reports, but she does have a volatile personality, and I am concerned that what Mr. Blacklaw is reporting sounds like it could be very accurate. So without proof, obviously we can't say, but it is consistent with the nature of the case. And so, you know, like I said, in the past, I have recommended supervised visitations for mom. And I don't know whether mom's ready to go to trial, but she has not been always consistent about showing up for court.
Mhm.
And I don't know that, so I'm not sure if we can, you know, were to delay it or continue it, whether she'd show up next time.
Yeah. Just going back a little bit further, given the statements that have been made. Give me just a minute. So the temporary restraining order for physical interaction, is that still in place?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got that. So they're not seeing each other in person.
No.
That order did allow, that was back in January of 2023, that order did allow telephone visits 2 times per week.
Correct.
And so what you're saying, sir, is that you're wanting that to cease?
Yes. I don't see there being any positive outcome for Hazel's sake.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't take away that that may very well be true. I don't think I have enough information in front of me to make that ruling right now, nor frankly was respondent served with any documents to give her the heads up that we would be addressing that issue today. So I think just under a due process standard, I think certainly, you know, she should be here, let's be honest, but where someone is on notice that their visitation rights might be taken away, they're probably more inclined to show up rather than what this is listed as today as pretrial management, which is a little bit different type of hearing. So my recommendation is she did participate in the trial setting and claims that she's ready for trial the week of July 17th. You folks both have a readiness on July 11th at 11:30 a.m. So I'm going to keep those. I'm going to keep those on the calendar.
Yeah.
If you believe on an emergency basis, there should be a new restraining order that amends the January restraining order and takes away the telephone visits. If you could file that quickly with the court, we could get you noted on a docket probably end of next week or first part of the week of July 10th before trial.
So exactly what am I going to the courts about?
If you're wanting this court to notify the respondent that we're going to have a hearing to modify the restraining order to take away telephone visits, I would need you to file a request to put it on our family law docket Wednesdays at 9 a.m. You would want to file a request for an amendment to the restraining order, or you can file a new restraining order. And then that does need to be served on her, so she would have notice that that's what we're addressing on that date. I think that's the only way through a due process standard I could really get to that issue. And again, I appreciate Ms. Turnbull's input, and I'm not taking away that what you're saying may very well be true. I think we just need to do it the right way. This request came as a surprise to me, which tells me, she probably would be surprised by this request too. So I think that's all I can do today.
Okay. So there's still phone calls twice a week, video phone.
Yeah, I think at this point, you're going to have to adhere to the orders currently in place. Do you have a way to, are those recorded conversations or?
They're not.
Say that again.
They are not.
They're not.
No.
So my only other recommendation, perhaps to kind of keep things in line, is that you could ask at the start of the phone call whether the other party agrees to be recorded. If they say no, obviously don't record it. If they say yes, though, then you can record it and use it.
Right.
So I think that's the best I can do for you today.
Okay. Is there any way to see if she's the recommendations and got the hair follicle test or any of the treatments that she's supposed to?
I'm not aware that she's done anything. She hasn't let me know.
Yeah, DV counseling was ordered. I'm showing mental health evaluation, hair follicle testing. When mother has completed those, she can revisit in-person visitation, telephone and video visitation to continue until then. So, I think that's kind of the status quo, because I don't have any newly filed evidence from you, sir, or from her. So I really can't make any changes today.
Okay.
You were not at trial setting. Are you prepared to go to trial July 17th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the 11th or the 17th?
The 17th, the week of the 17th.
Okay.
So they'll
Your
let
Honor,
you
is
know.
that trial over Zoom or do we need to appear in person?
Let me ask, are they doing those over Zoom?
I think at readiness, they talk about that.
Okay. So the court's just informed me that on your readiness hearing, which is July 11th at 11:30, they can
Okay.
talk to you about in-person versus Zoom versus hybrid.
And that's at 11:30?
11:30 readiness. And that is by Zoom, correct? Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, I would also like to request some additional hours, as this is a county pay case as well.
Yes. And I'll ask you the same question I asked the last individual. Do you know off the top of your head if there's a form Commissioner Nelson used for that, or did he simply do a bench order, or do you know?
I believe he did a bench order.
Okay. And I think I do see your motion and declaration back in May for the extension.
Yes. And so that covered my hours. I believe, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe that covered my hours up through the report. So this would be additional time for the trial, essentially. These hearings and the trial.
Okay. And the new, Rick, I guess probably review of the new evaluations and hair follicle results and.
Yes, assuming she does them.
Assuming, yeah. Okay. I will try to track down today what that order might look like and get it drafted and signed.
Thank you.
I'll just make a note to myself here on this case. Okay. Okay. And certainly, sir, again, if you need to renote to address the restraining order, you can do that. You would just need to make sure that she's served with whatever documents you're sending here.
Okay.
Okay.
And that would be to the courthouse.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Your Honor. And thank you, Amy, for showing up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Thank you, Ms. Turnbull. All right. I know everyone else has been patiently waiting, so I'm just going to go in order of how I have you on the docket now. I have number 9, 19-300660008, Brandy McKenna and Ronnie McKenna.